why should we remediate these sites? It's because they are tremendous economic opportunities, and that's the focus of this board. How do you create, how do you sustain, and how do you make sites like this come back around and be income generators for the community? Well, you need to look at the priorities that you've already defined in your CEDS program and realize that these are underused assets. And as a community, nationwide, we need to address these sites for a lot of different reasons. They're not generating jobs and taxes, and they could. They do have health risks that aren't being addressed. They are sources of blight. Just imagine in our greater community at large having to wake up and look at some of these sites every day because you live in that neighborhood, and that sense of despair because nothing ever seems to change on those sites. It's not attractive to us as a community, and we need to do better turning these sites around. And we've become more conscious of that over a period of time. And there's been great advances in legislation, changes in funding, things like the $1 million that Torrington was able to get. And all of those things together have created tools now that we can use to change these sites. And we need to do that because one of our great municipal concerns is managing the budgets so that we don't create undue burden on taxpayers. Look at, I sometimes think that it would be great if there was a grant for psychiatric help for anybody who's in political office trying to deal with brownfields. Wouldn't it be nice, you know, it just, you have this site, you can't get through it, we don't know what's there, and it's just hard to deal with. But what we do have, next best thing, is the realization that government, public money, is critical to turning these sites around. You can get partners who can help you in significant ways. And we have one of them in the room, John O'Toole from Northeast Utilities, who understands this problem, has a vision about how to help, and has helped in many sites across the state. And yet it takes significant funding. Look at these numbers: $1 million for a revolving loan fund, $200,000 for assessment grants. These are not resources that individual communities can muster. And the state is burdened with deficits. I'm not sure any of you have heard of that, but we are facing that in the state. And that puts a subsequent burden on the municipalities. They can't expect funding for line items that they have now, and they've got to scramble. So you can't put this burden just on the local community. It takes a much larger community. It takes a nationwide effort to provide the funding, and EPA has done that. They're one of the best federal agencies to work with in terms of delivering commitments in a timely fashion, providing funding, and understanding what it is that that funding can deal with. So we need to turn these around to generate more tax income for beleaguered communities who don't have that tax base. That's one of the key things, and then those other reasons that I listed there.